case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1999, the Maine Supreme Judicial Court heard a case centering on the contentious issue of zoning variances, Rowe v. City of South Portland. The dispute ignited over the subject of setback violations, arguably one of the most prevailing concerns in property law. The disagreement emerged when Nancy Buck, following the deliberate construction of her house on a dimensionally irregular lot. This lot was not compatible with the established setback requirements. Buck requested a zoning variance from the Board of Appeals, a favor granted to her and, as it turned out, a precursor to a legal hiccup. Edward Rowe, the resident next door, found fault with the board's call, appealing their decision on grounds of an inherent flaw in Buck's application. He held that Buck failed to provide proof that her property couldn't generate a reasonable return without the variance, a requirement for the approval of her application. The Superior Court initially upheld the decision of the Board of Appeals, a validation Rowe objected to. The dispute then escalated to the Maine Supreme Judicial Court. This higher court sided with Rowe, finding that Buck indeed hadn't satisfied the reasonable return element of the undue hardship test necessary for the approval of a zoning variance request. This inadequacy resulted in the court vacating the judgment. Also, the court brought up the subject of standing, acknowledging Rowe's capacity to appeal due to his ownership of a property neighboring Buck's and the latter's failure to meet the front-line setback requirement. The court declined to use a practical difficulty standard for all area variances, indicating the legislature's decision to empower municipalities with such power. The city of South Portland decided not to adopt such standards. The legislature amended a bill permitting municipalities to practice more lenient ordinances for granting variances just after the ruling. Consequently, the court's judgment was vacated and sent back to the Superior Court, turning the tide in Rowe's favor.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of climb.